Ron Everingham for iTalk 106.7 and 1067.com. And here at Veterans Memorial Coliseum, where the number 1 seeded Alchesay Falcons battling it out with the number 5 seeded Rancho Solano Mustangs. Early in the first quarter, the Rancho Solano Mustangs go up on a 0-9 run as Vargas hits 2 for 2 on the free throws to give the Rancho Solano Mustangs a 0-9 lead. Later that quarter, Ruck hits a layup to end with 30 seconds to go, and the end of the first quarter, 6-13. Braden Alchesay kicks off the second quarter with a 2-point layup. Falcons come within 4. Big story of the afternoon for the Alchesay Falcons was Malachi Harris getting into foul trouble. He picks up his 4th foul with 4:19 to go before halftime. Alchesay and Rancho go back and forth in the second quarter as Harris gets an and one, 2+1, with 4 fouls to bring the Falcons within 3, 13-16 Falcons. 8 seconds to go. Alchesay Falcons, Devin Parker hits the runner, 17-20. Falcons go into halftime down by 3. Beginning third quarter play, 6:51 to go. Dene has a lay-in, 17-22. Ruck, with 5:59 to go, fouled by Quintero as a 2-and-1, misses the and-1, 19-24, Mustangs lead. Anton Quintero has a lay-in with 4 minutes to go, 25-27, Falcons pull closer. With 2:34 to go in the third quarter, Ryan Quintero, an and-1 to take the Falcons up for the first time in the game, 29-27. 1 minute and 6 seconds, the last bucket in the third quarter. Harris hits a 3-pointer. Falcons go into the fourth quarter up by 2, 32-30. Fourth quarter action. Falcons come out right away, 30 seconds into the fourth quarter. Alchesay floater for 2, 34-30. Falcons lead by 4. Big story of the game, Malachi Harris playing with 4 fouls the whole game. At 7 minutes and 13 seconds, fouls out of the game. And big man Antoine Quintero turns right around 15 seconds later and also fouls out. 34-30, Falcons still with the lead. No score until a minute 20 to go in the game, and James Dinez has a layup. Mustangs up by 2, 34-36. 45 seconds to go. Number 5, Walker, hits the runner. It's good. 36-36 is our score. Mustangs with the ball with 10.5 seconds to go. Alchesay turns it over. Mustangs with the ball. They come down. And then the most controversial play of the game, as clock turns to 0 and the buzzer goes off, Rancho Solano hits a last-second shot to win the game, 38-36. Alchesay Falcons fall. Ron Everingham, iTalk 1067.com here with Coach Kyle Goklish. Coach, tough loss to say the least, but I want to start here. Always have a huge amount of respect for your program and what you do and what you guys did today. I frankly found it a little bit unbelievable. You came out and you almost out-rebounded a team that is a lot physically bigger than you guys. Can you just say a little something about these boys, even though this ends in a tragic way, which we'll talk about in a minute, but say a little something about these kids in this team.
A lot of heart. 1 through 13. You know, that's what we did leading up to the state tournament, was just, you know, fundamentally working on rebounding, getting in position, putting yourself in position to get a good rebound, and give a lot of credit to them. You know, we're on the size, but, you know, I told them, as long as you're in position, you know, you're going to get rebounds. You know, it's about timing and position. So, and that's what we stress as a coaching staff these last, 2 weeks, really the whole year, was that we know we're going to face bigger teams than us, but, there's no reason why we cannot rebound. And so, with a lot of heart and just getting in position, that's the one thing we stress. So, the kids had a lot of heart. And there's a couple times there, the ball could have went either way. So the 50-50 balls came into play. So, you know, just a lot of heart from the team there. You know, if whoever was on the court, whichever 5 guys were out there, you know. And Dave and Parker really stepped up, you know. Yeah, he did a wonderful job. And I think, you know, Satriani and Eugene were undersized, but they were getting some rebounds as well. So just a lot of heart and positioning. So
you talked about 1 through 13 on the team, and you had 2 players that are hugely instrumental to you guys foul out with like 6 minutes to go in the game. So you had 2 bench players that came in and played unbelievable. Talk a little bit about how did you handle that Malachi Harris with 4 fouls early on, and certainly that was a disadvantage. Talk about how you handled that through the game and just how hard it was after they fouled out.
Okay, there's a couple of times this season. I'll use the Chandler tournament, for example. We went against some 5A, 6A, and some 4A schools. And, you know, Malachi had some foul trouble in those games, and he fouled out in a couple of them. But that, you know, that was a really good experience for our guys coming off the bench, our 6, 7, 8, 9 guys. You know, so in a way they were prepared, you know, through the regular season. That happened a couple times. So, you know, a great job to the guys coming off the bench. And a couple fouls here and there. And, you know, Malachi is such an integral part of the team, passing, rebounding, and shooting. So, you know, a player like that, you can't really replace him. But, you know, the energy level, we couldn't let that come down. But the guys coming off the bench kept the energy level up, the defensive pressure up. And I think that's what helped us stay in the game very late. So, and then Antoine there, you know, the big kid, you know, has a big heart, you know, big softy, big teddy bear for us. He's been there all these 4 years. We're going to miss him, but really unfortunate there. He got a cut at the beginning of the game. He had to sit out a couple minutes. And we think we got down 9-0, 7-0. And when he was in the game, you know, it was kind of a deterrent for them to drive the middle. He took care of the middle for us. And then same thing when he came out, we had another guy had to come in and step up. And I think the main thing was just the energy level. We couldn't let the energy level drop. And the guys coming off the bench did a wonderful job of that, keeping the energy level up. So,
well, even as we speak right now, this game, in my opinion, should still be going on. It should still be playing. And let's talk about that. We didn't have an opportunity to play that extra quarter. All afternoon, we've been dealing with, in this arena, not having a clock and a horn. We've had a clock, but we haven't had a horn. Even at times, we've had to be blowing whistles from the sideline. This arena is not really built anymore for basketball. We have all rented equipment in here. What did you see on the last play? A bucket was called good at the end, and what did you see?
I'll take it back to where you started. We arrived here about 2 games before ours, so we got to watch the 10:30 game, and we did see exactly that. The coaching staff and the players said, you know, the horn and the clock, they're not in sync. So, you know, we hope it doesn't become an issue throughout the day, and then sure enough it was. And there, the last play of the game, you know, whatever, 8 seconds to go, you know, the ball was shot. It was, you know, we felt that the ball was tipped 0-0-0. It was tipped after the clock hit zeros, but like you said, that sync wasn't there, you know. And you know, the other arenas, you have that light around the backboard, so it's all in sync, you know, the horn, the light, you know. But we didn't have that here. Just like you stated, it's not really built for basketball. I'm not blaming it on that. But there at the end, my only question prior to leaving the court was, okay, we have 3 referees, each have their own spots. And I just wanted to know, you know, which one had the responsibility of the clock and making that call there at the end. And if you could go back and look on the film, I think we had 1 out of the 3 saying no shot, and the other 2 were saying yes, but there was no conference. And that was my main question at the end was, could we at least have a conference? And you say, okay, any one of you think that it might have not counted, or we're all in agreement that it did count? And there was no conference. They left for whatever reason. And that's what the explanation that I wanted, because both teams played so hard, you know, both teams, excellent teams, you know, 4 minutes, that would have been a fun thing to see, you know. So.
Well, and you mentioned it earlier when you were walking around here before we got to talk. It's all about the kids, and I know that's what's on your heart right now. These kids didn't have the opportunity, and so so just as you wrap things up, maybe just a final thought on this team.
Yeah, I tell you, Antoine's been with us 4 years, you know, and Malachi 3, and Elisha 3, And all around, I told them 1 through 13, you're all important. And that's what we stress: attendance, hard work, discipline, going to school, taking care of your grades. You can't do it in a classroom. You can't do it on the court. And that's what our program is about. Hey, we hit the books first, and then we can have our fun on the court. And that's what I like about this group. They stuck together throughout the whole year. They encouraged one another when they saw a guy slacking in attendance or, coming in a little bit late to practice. I didn't have to do much. They pulled them and say, hey, we got a game to prepare for. We got a job to do. So that's what I really like about this group. So, we have 5, 6 seniors. We have a majority of the team coming back. So, I just want to say to those seniors, wonderful job, great effort. And the younger guys coming back, we'll just work that much more harder and focus so we can have another opportunity. So, and I just want to say thank you for ITOP and the fans out there who attended the game. Wonderful support. I want to thank all of you.
Well, Kyle, you run a class act program second to none. Appreciate all you do for the kids and the community, and thanks for taking time with us. That'll be it here from Veterans Memorial Coliseum.